mom and dad started me in school when I was 4 years old. Way too young. They said I was smart, but I don't know if I would have exchanged being 4 years old and having kids 2 years older than me and being picked on in exchange for starting school early. So much so that I made sure my kids started on the later side. I graduated, I was halfway through my senior year, I was 16 years old. I was very athletic, but it's tough to compete with kids that are 2 years older than you. So I developed a real chip on my shoulder. I was made fun of. I was called Shrimpy, of all things. I'm 6 foot now. But at the time, that wasn't the case. I was one of the smallest kids in my class. So the chip on my shoulder was about as big as the Rock of Gibraltar. I had something to prove. Martial arts became my thing. I took to that like a fish to water. God, when he made me, blessed me with a lot of talent in that area. So much so that I won local, regional, and world championship competitions. My real name is Daniel Pope. You know me as Dayne Traveler on my YouTube channel at ClassySportsCards. I've been teaching martial arts for 40 years. I competed all over the country. If you want to see me in action, just go to DanielPopeKarate.com, scroll down, and check out my career highlights. I'm very proud of that. I think martial arts was so important to me because I wasn't academically the sharpest. I just didn't really like school a lot. I wasn't very handy. I could barely, even to this day, nail a nail on the wall. But martial arts, that was something I could do. I was a lightweight in my division. I was 6 foot with a long reach, long inseam. I was 144 pounds in a lightweight division at my height and my length. Size does matter. And I had a real advantage there. All along, I was so grateful that I was able to make a living out of my sport. That was a blessing from God. Wasn't good with computers. Excuse me. Wasn't good with computers. Wasn't the greatest speller in the world, even though I went on to go write and co-author 3 books. I think what I'm trying to say is, with all the success I had in martial arts, that never left me when I retired. I needed to do something with that energy. And then cancer came along. And it really was a wake-up call. I never smoked. I never drank. I never did drugs. I never had a cup of coffee. I don't drink soda. But here I was in a doctor's office with them telling me, you have cancer. Shocking. Stunning. And I just did what the doctor told me to do. And during that 2-year ordeal, every 2 months for 2 years, receiving a form of chemo and toxin was the name of it. I felt like Superman afterwards. But looking around the room at the various people who weren't as fortunate as me was an extremely humbling experience. Fortunately, I was able to continue with my career. I was able to still go on and compete. And my career started winding down after about 25 years of competing. I decided to retire just as I approached 40. I went out winning 4 grand championships in a row, maybe even 5, I think it was 5. And I just wanted to go out a winner. I felt I owed that to myself, not to go out losing or staying around in the sport too long. We all know that we've seen athletes hang around too long in their sport and just look bad. And I didn't want that. I could have gone on to win another 250 awards if I had hung on there for another several years, but I would have risked going out in a way I did not want to go out. There's no footage of me older fighting and looking like I should have retired. That would have just been embarrassing. I took lessons from Jim Brown and Barry Sanders, guys like that that knew to get out on top of their game. And I took a page out of their book. What's this all have to do with collecting sports cards? Sports cards have always been in my life. It's something that I found extremely relaxing. It was very private to me. It wasn't something that I ever intended on sharing on YouTube. I never intended on opening my life up in any way. I know a lot of you are going to find this a little odd and peculiar, but I'm actually very, very introverted, extremely introverted. I can get up in front of thousands of people, but if I was at a party, I would probably be the guy standing in the corner, just laying back, just watching everybody. If I was with people that I knew and loved and friends that I had known for years, I'd be the life of the party. But put me in a setting that I'm not too familiar with and I'd drop back and just take it all in. I'm not real big on crowds. I walk around with a flip phone. I don't have an iPhone. My son is tremendous at filming all these episodes of mine. He has a channel of 150,000 subscribers. Can you imagine? 150,000 subscribers. He's in an ocean where I'm in this little pond called Vintage Sports Cards, where after 6-7 months, I think it's been now, I think I have a little over 300 subscribers. Okay? I'm grateful for every one of you. I didn't do it for that. I did it as a form of expression. I just, when my son proposed the idea to me, I said, I can't match up with the knowledge of Blue Jacket 66 or John Mangini, or the way Greg's able to be so welcoming and can talk for 45 minutes like it's nothing. I wanted to be very entertaining. I wanted to show quality cards, great eye appealing cards, well-centered, that people were saying, wow, he's just not all sizzle and no steak. I wanted to make sure that no matter how dramatic my presentations were, that I would have cards to back it up, that it wasn't just theatrics and no substance. As this has kind of taken on a life of its own. I had no idea how friendly everyone would be and how welcoming everyone would be. So why am I doing this without the theatrics tonight? Well, to be honest with you, I've been asked several times now to just let my hair down and just talk into the camera. I went on a trip one time to Outward Bound. Up until that point, I had only gone to beaches. I went to the Minnesota Boundary Waters and stayed for 7 days. Never went camping in my life. Well, let me tell you, it was quite an ordeal. And it changed my whole life. So when you do step out of your comfort zone, which I have done many times, it has led to good things. So I decided tonight to challenge myself and see if I could just sit down and ramble on like some of my friends in the YouTube world, and just see if I could do it. And just see what would happen. If I got 2 viewers, but I'll tell you what, it's gonna blow my mind if I blow out the numbers versus some of the productions I put on. So I just had to know what this would lead to. I decided just to rant about a lot of things and tell you a little bit about myself along the way. So I'm really curious that me just sitting here talking with no theatrics, what kind of viewers I get after this, viewer numbers. John Mangini has been tremendous to me. I want to thank him right now. Thank you, John. You appeared in several of my videos, and I've had so much fun making them with you. Greg, you are my first YouTube friend, and I can't thank you enough for how supportive you've been to me. Orlando, you're my second YouTube friend, and you've been tremendous also. Thank you. You always pick up the phone when I call you, and I ask you a bunch of questions, and you never make me feel stupid, and you're always welcoming and eager to share your knowledge with me. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Theo, what a blessing getting to know you. And I really love the fact that you took a chance on me just the other night. So by the time this is seen, most people who have already seen me on Theo's show, and Theo took a shot on me, and I was wondering if the other YouTubers were probably saying, oh, he's just all theatrics, and I don't know if he can really contribute too much to the conversation of vintage sports cards. Well, you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong about that. But I'll let you see that for yourself and let you be the judge of that. Where's all this going? Well, what people don't realize is with all the smiles and all the theatrics that I'm going through a lot in my personal life, which I will not share at this time, or probably ever. That's something I'll keep to myself. And I wanted to have a platform to just release some of the energy or some of the pinned up feelings in a creative way. My son, smart enough at 13 years old, recognized that. And I'm grateful to him. He has 150,000 subscribers. He puts out one video, he'll get 20,000 views in 10 minutes. I'll be lucky if I get 200 views. But I didn't do it for that. I did it to bond with my son, and I did it to have a platform for expression. I wrote 3 books, all talking about my life outside of the martial arts. In a bear den, a shark cage, flying a plane and crashing in a cornfield, having a hawk on my arm, dog sledding, all these wonderful adventures that I have been on throughout my life. I love fly fishing, I love skiing, I love my children. Nothing means more to me than being a good father. You want to know about me and what's at the heart of me? My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and me being a good father. That means the world to me. I love my children more than anything. YouTube is something I never thought, other than in the martial arts settings, that I would ever appear on. I never thought I'd have a channel. No interest. But it's kind of taken on a life of its own, kind of like Outward Bound. Meeting friends, bringing out creative juices in me, giving me an extension of this hobby called collecting sports cards. I know this. I know my collecting style is not like most. I know there's a lot of people who buy and hold forever and maybe trade a few cards and shake in the process of when they're selling some of their cards. But I can give them up as fast as I bought them. I'm right now at the stage in my life where I don't know if I want huge masses of cards. I may just want 25 cards that are valuable, and we're talking monetary speaking, and see what happens over the course of the next 5-10 years. And if I see a card that I like better, just like on a team, somebody gets cut. That's where I'm headed. Collecting Mantle, collecting good solid rookie cards, Ty Cobb, add some Babe Ruths in there, and going for those higher end cards. Some people may take issue with me saying quality or higher end. Well, if you have a 66 Porsche and you have a 75 Pinto, what would you rather have? You'd take the 66 Porsche. Well, what would you rather have? Cookie Rojas? Or would you rather have a Red Heart Mantle? Come on, we all know the answer to that. So that's what I mean by higher end cards that have a chance to appreciate in value. I'm not in this strictly for money. As a matter of fact, I've lost money in the hobby, to be honest with you, because I don't hold my cards long enough, and I get antsy. It's something strictly for pleasure. Some of the dealers get upset with me because they say, "Damn, you don't even hold on to your cards that long." I said, "Yeah, and it's fun for me to trade them and move out of them and move into other things, and I'm enjoying collecting because so many of the areas in my life are so serious, and you can't afford to make any mistakes. This is cardboard. This is pictures of athletes on a piece of cardboard that I'm borrowing. It's in my stewardship that I hold on to these for as long as I want, and then pass them on to somebody else and turn it over to their stewardship. How long am I going to be in this hobby? I hope the rest of my life. But to what level? That has been evolving since I was a little boy. And it will continue to. But I can say that now that I've been in this journey, that I started, the first YouTube episode was 7 months ago. And I wanted to take everyone on a journey with me as I assembled a new collection. We said, what happened to your previous collections? Well, what would happen is I would amass a collection, get antsy, see something else I wanted to invest my money in, sell it, and go do just that. And then have the thrill of starting all over again. Some people may take issue with that. Okay. I don't want a lot of cards. I don't want boxes and my room filled with huge amounts of cards. I just don't. I would rather have, at this stage in my life, 20 to 25 spectacular cards. My collection is already bordering on 6 figures. I don't know how long I want to keep it at that number. I may want to cut that in half and sell half my collection. I don't know. But I am going to continue to finish out this year, and then I'm actually going to have an episode and ask all of you what I should do, just for the fun to see what the feedback would be. But I know that this collection is literally evolving day by day, and I'm honing my focus as to what I want to collect and how much I want to invest in it and who I want to put the money into. I want to put the money into the Porsches and the Corvettes and the Ferraris. I don't want to put it in just average things. That's just where I'm at. Is that okay? I think so. I'm grateful for everything I have. Anytime I've ever bought a house or a property that God has blessed me with, I feel that it's my responsibility to turn it over to the next person better than the way I received it. With cards, the least I could do is maintain the care of it, treasure it, enjoy it while I have it, and then pass it on to somebody else. We can't hold on to anything. You can't. A hearse isn't taking me to the graveyard along with a full of money behind me, and it's not taking me with my card collection. You know, this is great. It's actually great. My phone's going off right now, and it gives me a good opportunity to show you this advanced phone, this flip phone. So that's my advanced technology. Thank God for my son, this phone. I'm going to ignore the call and continue with. I really want to just stay focused, complete this year, and then see where it takes me. You know, there was a guy that you're all familiar with who recently wanted to stop making any YouTube videos. He just doesn't want to do it, Brett. And I noticed that there was some mixed reaction to Brett. I try to ignore drama. I have enough of it in my life that I don't really want to add any more on. And I actually really listened to him. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. I made a couple comments on some of his posts. But if you listen, it sounds to me like that man's going through something. And if he needs to take a break for a while, boy, do I respect that. We should all just pray for him. I told him in the post that I'd be praying for him. And if he needs to walk away for a little while and his mind or heart's not into it, hey, Brett, I wish you the best, man. I'm going to be praying. I told you I'd be praying for you in your post. I just didn't say that. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that whatever you're going through, that you get that worked out. I think we can all relate to going through some tough times in life. Jeff Wilson, everybody wants to, not everybody, that's a gross exaggeration. There's a lot of people that want to use him as a whipping boy. And this might not be popular, I'm going to say, but I just wanted to tonight go on a little rant and just touch on a bunch of subjects. Jeff Wilson continually comes up and pops up, and people are saying things about him. And maybe he's brought some of that stuff on himself. Mispronouncing the name of Louis Tillon. I remember seeing Louis Tillon in pictures as a kid. Had his cards when I was younger. Okay. As long as he's not intentionally doing anything dishonest with the intent to deceive people intentionally, okay. So he's a little bit ignorant to some of the older guys' names. Okay. And I know one thing. He has the most subscribers of anyone. If you add up some of the top 4 vintage subscribers, they still don't match up to his subscribers. How many he has? He must be doing something right. And I know one thing, I thoroughly enjoyed his interview with Marshall Fogel. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. That man's collection was outrageous. He got the interview. He seems like he's doing something right. So rather than criticize him, let's do better. Let's figure out what he's doing right. If we're so much better than him, then let's demonstrate it by having the kind of subscribers he has. Because If this was a market, which it is, he's got a great portion of the market overwhelmingly on his side. Again, I don't want no parts of this. I just want to learn from everyone. I love Blue Jack 66 knowledge. His knowledge is phenomenal. Like, man, love watching him. Love watching Greg. Love watching John Mangini. Love watching Dan. Love watching Orlando. Love watching all these guys. I enjoy watching those guys more than TV these days. I can't wait to see their next post. But I'm not about to bash anybody. If their intent is to harm someone or deceive someone, they got what they got coming to them. Make no mistake about it. But I just want to keep it positive. It's collecting cardboard, man. It's collecting cardboard. We're talking cardboard. You're loud, honestly. How long will I continue to do this for? I don't know. Maybe I'll be Brett. Maybe I'll get home here one day and say, bye-bye. I've had enough. I've enjoyed it. It's been a great ride. It's had a lot of fun. As long as I'm having fun, you're going to see my face in whatever costume and whatever means that my son and I come up with as far as creativity and expression is concerned. I'll continue to do it. As long as I'm having fun. Because there's too many areas in life that are way too serious and require my undivided attention where I can't play around, put on a pirate costume, or be a gangster, or a cowboy, or whatever costume I come up with. I've had a lot of fun in my life, but I've also experienced a lot of heartache. And I think that's what enables me to really appreciate areas and things that are fun. And right now, this is a lot of fun for me. I hope you're enjoying my episodes. I'm thoroughly enjoying working with my son and entertaining all of you and showing great cards. And if you don't agree with my style of collecting, if you don't agree with any of the comments I made, okay, all right. You know, I heard John Mangini the other day say sometimes people don't even like the way maybe you like your face or like the way you comb your hair. Okay, my dad always told me that. Some people just might not like the way you comb your hair and they don't like you. Okay, God bless you. I have nothing against you. So, I'm gonna wrap it up. And the next time you see me, I have no idea what setting it will be, but I just wanted to open myself up a little bit and show you that I'm a real person that's just not flamboyantly out here just making music. I use this word a lot because it's been referred to me a great deal as eccentric. That I'm a real person with children, a great deal of love for people, a martial arts teacher of 40 years, cancer survivor 3 times, author of 3 books, and now with a YouTube channel for the past 7 months. Never thought I'd be in that position, never. With a flip phone that you heard going off earlier. So, thank you to every one of you for watching over the last 7 months. I hope to keep entertaining you. And join us next time at Classy Sports Cards.